Okay, very well. Let me go ahead and minimize this and go to our, let's see, where are we? Okay. Go to our, right up here. And again, I put this on the web already, okay? So you don't have to write anything down. Just listen, please. Okay? So we go down here, and again, I'm going to start with the exponent of the 19th Gaussian Mersenne Prime, okay? And we'll see how this whole thing develops according to all these new findings. What we find, actually, we find this huge connection of all these numbers, okay? And so so the exponent of the 19th Gaussian Mersenne Prime is 353. 353 happens to be the sum of the frequencies of K.H.Y.A plus meme in Surah 42. Okay. Now let's look. These are the stuff, you know. I'm just reminding you so you can actually get this picture again and build upon it. Okay. 353rd composite is 438. 438 composite is 538. 538 non-Chen prime is 9127. Okay. So immediately what we do is we'll go to from the number of initials, the sum of the initials, the frequency of the K.H.Y.A plus meme in chapter 42, we go to 9 having 127 verses. And now look at this, okay? This is the exponent of the 19th Gaussian Mersenne Prime. This is how you build your foundation. This is how the foundation has been built. Okay. So 538 composite happens to be 658. 658 composite is 798, and 798 the sum of the frequency of Kaf, Ha, Ya, Ain, Sad in Surah 19. So we went started with the number of initials in chapter 42, ended up with the frequency of the number of initials in chapter 19. And now recall this, that 19 times 42 is actually 798. Okay, so a long time ago, when the universe was smaller, and a lot of people, they like to live in that universe. Okay, the universe has expanded a lot, and it's God's will. God says, I expand it. Okay, so here we go there, okay, and 19 times 42 is 798. At that time, we were happy that this was divisible by 19. Okay, but look what God has given us. God is telling us why. He's telling us why it's like this. 658 Gaussian prime is 10667. 10667 happens to be the 475th harmonic prime. We discussed harmonic prime last week. And guess what? 475th revealed verse in the initial surahs okay, in the initial surahs, what was that? What did it do with it? Oh, there it is. 475th revealed verse in the initial surahs is 19.1, which is Kaf, Ha, Ya, and Sad. Can you imagine that? Okay, so you can take it two ways. You can say, okay, 475th revealed verse in the initial surah actually generates the number of frequency of Kaf, Ha, Ya, and Sad in chapter 19, or the other way around, that the number of the frequency of those 5 letters in chapter 19 actually forces that verse to be 475. Well, 475 is actually 5 times 5 times 19. 55 19th composite is 4346. 4346 is the total number of verses in the entire Quran. Okay. Now, there are a lot of these things about 5519 or 475 that you can search in this long button that we have. That we have all of these in there. Okay, you can search for it and see what goes on with this. Okay, one of the things that goes on with this is that 5519 also 5 times 5 times 19 is actually 25 times 19. And if you look at the frequency of the word Adam and Jesus in the Quran, they're both 25 times. They're mentioned 25 times. That's what it is. And the 19th frequency of Adam and Jesus is in chapter 19. Okay, I haven't said any of this. These are the stuff that we know for a long time. But now it crystallizes why it is working this way. Okay? God has given us these relations, these connections between these numbers, connections between these indices. Okay? This is what we have at hand. Okay? And they are doing their best to defeat this. Okay? Their best. So instead of gravitating towards this, trying to find a way, okay, to code things, trying to find a way to understand this, the magnitude of this, why God is saying this. Okay, can I say something like this? That's what God says, challenges people. Bring one surah like this if you're truthful. You can't. And now you see why those positions are there. Okay, so I just want to do that and go to, let me see when I minimized it. So there it is. Okay, so 19.1. And there it is. Right here, 475, 19.1. Okay, K.H.Y.A.S. That's the number which is assigned to that verse. Okay? But they're telling you that there is a relation, underlying relation. We didn't know this last week because we didn't know that this was 475th harmonic number, harmonic prime. We didn't know that. Okay? So God gives us this today, okay, as another view, this huge view, this beautiful view, this heavenly view that He shows us. He says, look how beautiful it is, how intricate my creation is. And He wants us to think, to enjoy. So when you go today, you're going to enjoy your life even more. As I said, it's a much bigger universe than 1974. Okay? God's instruction for men did not stop in 1974. He teaches man what he does not know. The only way that you can reach that status is if you are a person of God. If you are like Moses. If you're like Abraham. Okay? Those examples that God provides for us in the Quran. Okay. So I showed you some of these views, and then now we're gonna stop here and we'll finish the rest of our Jummah. Allahu Kabir.